Have you ever noticed how baseball is a sport full of nuances, filled with those moments that seem to freeze time? That silence in the stadium that feels as heavy as the roar of the crowd during a home run. And if there's one team that knows well how to create that tension and anticipation, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. In the middle of a season full of ups and downs, injuries, comebacks, and challenges, they are just days away from the MLB trade deadline. And of course, no one expects them to stand still. After all, when we talk about the Dodgers, we're talking about a franchise that doesn't mess around and only thinks about championships. Nothing less than a World Series to crown another chapter of their story. But speaking of history, let me ask you, have you ever seen a team that is practically a tank most of the season, but in certain moments seems to stumble when it's time to close a game? Well, that is a partial picture of the current Dodgers bullpen. Even with all the talent spread across the roster, the relief pitching group has not lived up to expectations. And that's no small thing, since the closer position is one of the most crucial to secure tight wins, especially in the playoffs, where every run counts much more. This is exactly where a name gaining strength in the trade market comes in. Jhoan Duran, the Dominican closer for the Minnesota Twins. For those who don't follow closely, let me give you a detailed overview. Duran is only 27 years old at the peak of his career and has been standing out with impressive numbers. In 43 and one-third innings pitched this season, he struck out 49 batters with an ERA of just 1.66, practically a wall for opposing hitters. To give you an idea, these numbers place Duran as one of the most dominant closers in the league in 2025. But it doesn't stop there. Beyond his raw talent and power on the field, Duran has a defensive success record, with 73 out of 82 defensive chances handled throughout his career, something you don't see in every closer, and which brings a differential when the defense needs to be sharp to close out games. And you know what's even better? Duran's contract runs to the end of 2027, which provides tremendous security for any team that want to count on him in the coming years without worrying about future negotiations or uncertain renewals. Now, if you're wondering, but will the Dodgers be able to bring this guy to Los Angeles? The answer depends on several factors, and that's where the negotiation gets interesting. The Minnesota Twins, despite not being in the best position this season, haven't given up fighting until the end, and Duran is one of the pillars of that fight. In other words, he may very well not be available for trade, or if he is, the price will be high, very high. That's when the famous bidding war kicks in, which Zachary Rotman from Fansided already predicts as one of the fiercest battles of this trade deadline. Looking at the Dodgers roster, they have a robust farm system, full of talents to offer in negotiations, and this may be one of their trump cards to try to close a deal. They can offer prospects, young players, or even draft picks to get what they want, not to mention the team's financial power, which is not small, and when they want, they know how to make bold moves to chase consecutive titles. But how would Duran fit into the team? For the Dodgers, he would be the missing piece of the bullpen to finally have the security the team so desperately needs. Reliable closers can make all the difference in helping the team maintain a lead and secure hard-fought wins. Imagine how much his presence could relieve the manager's stress, who so far has been trying to find combinations and strategies to cover the bullpen's weaknesses. It's no coincidence that looking at the last championship teams, there's always that closing pitcher who stands out, whether a veteran or a young prospect. Names like Kenley Jansen, who for many years was the face of the Dodgers bullpen, or the dominant Josh Hader and Devin Williams, are clear examples of how a good closer can be the difference between lifting a trophy or going home early. Moreover, Duran's arrival would bring a huge psychological impact for the team and the fans. He is known not only for his talent, but also for his work ethic, resilience, and strong personality on and off the field. Qualities that bring the player closer to the fans and create that chemistry every championship team desires. He's the kind of player who arrives, understands his role, and gives his all, something that often makes the difference in the season's decisive moments. In the baseball community, the buzz around Duran's name is already intense. Podcasts, expert analyses, debates on Twitter and forums bring diverse opinions about the chances of this trade happening, the value he can add, and the challenges that will come with the negotiation. All this helps raise expectations and create the perfect suspense atmosphere for the days leading up to the deadline, when trades tend to heat up and rumors turn into news. Now, making a quick summary to make sure everything is clear, the Dodgers desperately need to strengthen a bullpen that has been disappointing, and Jhoan Duran, with his combination of talent, age, long contract, and spectacular performance, is the best option available on the market. The Twins, in turn, still believe in the possibility of going far, and therefore may not want to let go of their best closer without a truly irresistible offer. This dynamic makes the negotiation one of the most intriguing of the deadline, with real chances of directly impacting the fate of both franchises. And for next season, if the Dodgers manage to close the deal with Duran, the fans can expect less stressful nights, with the bullpen finally showing that ability that makes all the difference in the final results of the games. Not to mention the impact in the locker room and the team's confidence, which is on a clear mission to win consecutive World Series titles. Something that is not easy, but certainly possible with the right reinforcements. And you, what do you think? Will the Dodgers' firepower extend to the bullpen with the arrival of the Dominican? Will the Twins part ways with such an important player in the middle of the season? Leave your opinion here in the comments. Share that analysis only you know how to make. And of course, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the content. That really helps strengthen the channel and bring more videos like this for you. Subscribe too so you don't miss any detail of the hottest MLB moves, and stay ready for the next analyses, rumors, and everything happening in the baseball world. Because here, we bring the information with that special touch of humor, criticism, and passion every fan deserves. See you next time.